In this video, I have the honor and privilege of rolling with Matt. Matt is one of the black belt instructors at the Academy, and he is a first-degree black belt. I don't know, there's a few tips on his belt there. I don't know. I think that's a first degree, but he's been a black belt for a while. He's big and strong. He's like a sumo, but not fat, obviously. But just very, I would feel like that's what he's like a little bit. He's thick and hard to move. He's very strong. Here, you have to realize my MCL is whatever. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I definitely don't want it being banged on. So I was basically just, giving the guard pass, and I kind of want him to settle in and go for his attacks. But he's using this technique on me where he's like mopping the floor with me. And with his arms extended and all his weight, I really don't have really anywhere I could go. I keep trying to slither. But again, I was sick with COVID last week or whatever I had, flu. And here he's actually mopping the mat with me. But my cardio is nowhere near where it needs to be, so I have two things going against me. But I'm going to try to defend anyway. And sometimes you got to go for these hard rolls. You can't avoid people that are going to give you a hard time. I avoid them a little bit, but sometimes you just got to roll with everybody. Otherwise, you won't really know how to defend, or you won't get your technique sharpened enough to a higher level. So right now, even though it might not seem like I'm learning anything, I'm using my defense against a skilled, experienced black belt that's bigger than me, that's younger than me. And it's working. I'm sick. I was sick. I am injured. I'm looking to, as you could see, I'm looking for my inner right knee. I'm looking to never let it get pressured. So he's doing a good job of using his legs to wrap me up. So he's using his legs as well as his arm. He has my collar wrapped around my throat. He could try to grab my pants from here and get a bow and arrow. He's trying to pull my arm out for the arm bar. But I'm at the point right now where, normally I tap a lot quicker, but I feel like I have to tough this out. I feel like this is part of the grind. So even though I advise tapping early, I definitely didn't tap early here. Otherwise, I would have tapped, 3 minutes ago. So here I want to come up into him, but he's got a good grip on my collar. There I tried to make it looser because he was switching to pull my arm out. And here I feel like he's resting, like he got to a good position and he's just cooking me. So he's trying his best to get a back take that would lead to a submission. Where before he was more on my side, more in like a spider web. But as you could see, he's relentless and a lot stronger than me. Thank God I've been lifting weights. So sometimes he gets a grip that I know I don't want him to get, but I just can't stop it physically. Now, again, there's structural things I could do different. But in all honesty, I'm just trying to survive. So here, you see how my elbow got stuck up in the air? So he was trying to extract that and put pressure. I was able to get that back. Now he's pulling my collar around my throat again, which is beyond uncomfortable. So here he pulled on my arm again, and I just tapped. Because as you could see on my left arm, that was more of like pressure on my shoulder. And I don't talk about it a lot, but when I first started training, like after the first few months, I tore my shoulder. It was a terrible injury. So here he's trying to kick out my legs and pull me forward, and then he switched to a inside sleeve guard. And he's looking to tip me over. I'm looking to just stay, prevent myself from getting tipped over. A part of me is thinking, I want to stop. Like, I don't want to continue with this round because I don't want to become injured. But then a part of me was thinking, I got to grind it out. But even right there, like, I would have done a lot more to defend that guard pass than I did because I didn't want that leg pressured. So here I'm like too deep, so to speak, right? Like if I was up higher, his attacks from the back would be more, available. So now I'm too far down to really get the choke. So he's switching or thinking about switching to the arm bar, which is what I would do. But I'm just looking to slither out and turn and get to my knees. And that ends the round. But it's always great rolling with Matt. Also, I forgot to mention, I have 2 videos with Matt's boys. When they were the ones that got their blue belts, and he's in the video, he gives a little speech, just if you want to link that together. I'll put those links in the description. And here he's telling me he could have taken the bow and arrow choke at any time, but I'm not sure what he's referring to exactly. I mean, I definitely think there was a time there when he could have grabbed my pants leg, but I was definitely aware of it and trying to turn into him and actively resist. But again, always great to roll with Matt, and always great to roll with guys like him that are going to put you under a lot of pressure. You could see I'm breathing heavy, right? When do you see that? But again, I did have a very severe lung infection the week prior. So now you're going to get a bonus round. The bonus round is Max. That's Santino. That's the owner's son, Mike Codella. That's Santino Codella. I think he's a 2nd degree black belt. He's been a black belt for a long time and teaching. So if you want to find value in my content, you want to help support the channel, I got a Buy Me a Coffee link. I got a BJJ Fanatics link now. I have a X-Martial link. I have a Tap House link. Anything you buy from X-Martial is 15% off if you use code Jits over 50. Anything you buy from any of those links support the channel, so I really appreciate it. So here we go. This is Max. I'm going to give you a bonus round with Max. And also, I just wanted to show how I can go from, getting totally dominated one round and to continue the next round in a meaningful way where I could still apply my jiu-jitsu. And even though I got dominated for 6 minutes, I wasn't so spent that I couldn't continue or anything like that. So there I'm looking to set the K guard up with that underscoop. That was a good exchange. He tried to slide over and I spun around. So he's doing a good job of avoiding that grip. And I'm no K guard expert. It's just a leading edge of my offense right now as to what I'm working on. So if I have somebody that I can work my offense on, I'll experiment with that K guard entry. So there, why we're laughing is I was pulling him towards me, and then as he was resisting with his feet, I swiped his foot out. And I said, it's an interesting dilemma, because if you go to pull away and you put pressure on that foot, I'm gonna sweep it, and then that's what happened. You could see the follow-up sweep there. So people, say, oh, I don't start from the feet, so I don't know anything about takedowns, but I've trained takedowns for years. And I know enough to know that they're dangerous. But you can see a little bit of it in my groundwork sometimes. The way I follow up, the way I sweep, trip, off balance, etc. So Max is very strong for his size, and he has good athleticism. Like he could probably have been a good skateboarder, Whereas I'm weak for my size and have and have bad athleticism. But it's athleticism that I've always worked on and tried to develop. So more to come with Matt the black belt. Hopefully the next time I roll with him, I'll be in better spirits. What word covers everything, but I was physically, I was mentally, not where I needed to be on that round, especially with someone of his level, dare I say. Oh, I almost forgot. He's a black belt in Aikido. I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the round. So he's a lifelong martial artist. So here I just finished him with the wrist lock. My wrist locks are getting better. I was actually surprised because his wrists are very flexible and he doesn't tap to them easily. And it felt like there was more I could go. Like his wrist was so flexible, I was surprised at how much it bent For me, if someone's a good wrist locker, I'm their prime target because my wrists are not flexible like Max. So Max is probably half my age and half my weight. No. As of yesterday, I'm 181. Max is probably 150, something like that, maybe less. So it's good to roll. He's one of the only guys that's lighter than me in the whole school. So I really enjoy rolling with him because it can become more transitional. Also, he's a good blue belt. And there's a wide range of skill at blue belt level. And if I say somebody's a good blue belt, it's a pretty big compliment. Because it means they're not far from purple. Or at least according to my perspective, which really doesn't mean anything because I don't own the school. That was another good get up and trip there, if you want to rewind that. So as I'm pushing him back, I'm sweeping out his feet. And actually, at the end of the roll, I thanked him for both of those exchanges because it wasn't just my basic sweep, it was my follow-up that solidified. And he gave me a chance to work on that follow-up and to think about it more and to watch it in the edit. So here I'm telling him with the spider guard, you got to keep a push-pull there. You have to pull with the hand and push with the foot. Once you relieve that pressure or you bend your knee, I'm going to strip that spider grip. See? So I just did it. And I'm teaching him this. We're not live rolling at that moment. We stopped and I taught him that. So here he's got to grab the back of my collar and pull me down to break my posture. I'm giving him a broken posture. But he should have to earn that in closed guard. So here I'm just telling him, see the arm drag? See how his left arm is under my elbow there? You want the left hand behind the elbow. See there, it's wrong again. So I'm positioning it. You want it behind my elbow. Why? So when I go to pull my elbow back, you can stop it. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and if you haven't already, subscribe.